Good day, colleagues from LinkedIn and other professional networks. This is John Herrera, president of MuniTemps, with the CitySpeak article for today is titled Work-Life Balance. It's all you. You know, a colleague on LinkedIn this morning suggested that I not just write about accounting and finance and business procedures and entrepreneurship and so forth, reminding me of a very important point, and that is that mental health and work-life balance has become challenging for a lot of people, and how we navigate these days with the pandemic during the last 2 years that hit us all very hard. So I just wanted to share with you my experience with this topic of work-life balance. I have been working for 47 years. But during that period of time, there was a period of 16 years from 1990 to 2006 that was the most challenging, when I was right in the middle of raising my children and my marriage and my career. But the bottom line of this CitySpeak article is that it's all you. Achieving work-life balance, it's all you. When you're on the airplane and they're going through the security or the safety checklist, they talk about the oxygen mask. Who puts it on first? Who should you put it on first? Your child, your wife, your husband, your boss, if that person happens to be on the bus, on the plane? No, you. That oxygen mask goes on you first. You need to take care of you first before you take care of anybody else. You can't help anybody else if you're passed out from a lack of oxygen. Well, the same thing is true from a lack of energy or enthusiasm or zest for life that we should be having if we're maintaining a work-life balance. That's the whole point of this CitySpeak article. Only you can achieve the work-life balance you need, but you need the courage, knowledge, and confidence in yourself to achieve this work-life balance. There were a few years, I remember specifically, reached a climax in my life in 1998 as I was working at one of my city assignments, that I burned out. I had I guess it's called a nervous breakdown. It was a midlife crisis or mid-career crisis, whatever. I'm very thankful that I had a boss. The city manager there was very supportive and said, take whatever time you need, work part-time, whatever. And it was just being given that kind of love, I guess it is what he was giving, consideration, that allowed me to recover. So I went through a process of reading books, self-help books on how to deal with anxiety and depression. Then I got to the root of the problem, is that I was just tired. I was burned out. It was a mental issue, and that I was mentally ill because of natural reasons. It was because of work-life balance. It wasn't because of work. It wasn't because of home. It was because of the balance. Everything is in a delicate balance in our life, actually in our universe anyways. But the point is that maintaining work-life balance is something that should be just as important as the job, your marriage, and other things that are important in your life. All I will say that's all I'll say about the midlife crisis. In a future LinkedIn or CitySpeak article, I will talk about my nervous breakdown that I had. I'm not ashamed of it, because I hear that a lot of people go through these things. It's a lot more acceptable to talk about it now. But yeah, it's just with knowledge, reading books about what's actually happened to me, I came to the conclusion maintaining work-life balance is something we have to do as professionals. So never say, oh, I'm so afraid. I will lose my job if I don't work overtime. Or my boss has very high standards. Or we just don't have enough people at work right now. Or I don't have any control of my life. Look, I'm not trying to be insensitive. I know there's times when we feel like Atlas, we're carrying all this weight on our shoulders, but it's all in your head. You have the power. You have control. You just have to take it, have the confidence, courage, right? And knowledge, and knowing how to do that and how to proceed. If you ever feel pressured beyond your ability to cope with a situation, simply walk away from it. Respectfully, walk away from your boss or your wife or whomever. I know this is easier said than done. I have a family member whose spouse controls his life. She says, you ain't going anywhere. Perhaps you know somebody in the situation. Perhaps you're in this situation right now. Learn what this means. Stop. Respectfully say, I need some time to think about this. Get your things, your keys, whatever, and say, I'll be back soon. I love you, but I just need to be away right now. Believe me, I know there are overbearing people in the world, and they may be in your life. They make their rounds somehow. But you need to let people know what's going on with you. Remember, I've talked about my situation, right? I know what it's like. I know what you go through. I know the fear of losing your job, of losing your house or whatever. But nothing's going to happen because everything is in your control. You just have to work the problem. Don't panic. You are in control of achieving this work-life balance. So there are 5 points that I wrote down. I'm sure there's many. They're listed right there, but I'm gonna just highlight them for you. Number one is, as I said it before, you have to be open with people, whether it's your boss or whoever. Be open about your needs. Remember, remind them, if I'm not good, I'm no good to you. I'm not good to anybody. The oxygen on the plane goes on you first before it goes on anybody else. You need to make time. You can do things like reading, studying, running, hiking, walking, biking, kayaking, playing tennis. My goodness, there's more activities to do than you have enough time for. Find time to pray, to meditate. Remember, our mind, body, spirit, and soul, these are all integrated. Find ways to achieve balance there as well. You know, my greatest ideas for solving life's problems and these challenges in my life come from exercising. And I love hiking. When I'm hiking and I'm feeling especially in the hot weather like we have right now in the summer, I get just these flashes of ideas, and you might find that could be healthy for you as well. But number one, again, be open with your feelings. Number two, prioritize your to-do list and your day. Establish and manage reasonable expectations with your boss and your wife and other important people in your life. Negotiate, but stick to it. Whatever it is that you negotiate, be open and talk about, this is what I can do. Okay, take stock. Prioritize your to-do list and your day. Number three, take regular breaks throughout the day. Go walking. Just go pray. Go eat your lunch break. Take your full lunch. You don't impress anybody by working through lunch. Trust me on that. But come back to work ready to hit the ground running. Also, be thankful for your meal, for your day, for your life. Take these breaks as times to pause and meditate. We really sometimes don't take time to think because we have this phone that we're always using, right? It's always there for us, taking our minds, the TikToks, the little short YouTubes. Take a break from them. I'm not saying don't look at them. We all need them. We love them. But just come back to them once you're refreshed. That's a reward. Number four is take regular vacations. You've got to get away from work. Okay, 2 weeks. That's a deal breaker for me. If I don't get at least 2 weeks off a year, take it off. Okay. And number five, utilize technology. We all need to systematize and automate. 80% of what we do is routine, mundane. Automate that so you can focus on the 20%. Remember the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule? 80% of what you do only yields about 20% of the value in your life and your job and so forth. Focus on the Pareto principle. So, I'm sorry. So there's so many other things I'd love to say and talk about with regard to achieving work-life balance. It can be achieved. I achieved it. I had to go through some crisis back in my late 30s, but it can be achieved. Make time, maintain work-life balance. So you can focus on work when you're at work. Don't be doing cell phone calls and family calls when you're at work. Focus on work. So when you leave, you tell your boss, see ya. I'm going with my family. See you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock or whenever that is. Buy out time to have focus on either family, work, or family. And that way you will achieve the balance that you need. Please contact me. We can have more talks and I can tell you all about my life experience on achieving work-life balance. I'd love to speak with you. Thank you for listening to me, John Herrera, president of MuniTemps, and today's CitySpeak blog article. I wish you the best in achieving your own work-life balance. Bye-bye.